Hey guys, what's up guys? Greenchili here, and today we're gonna do another World of Warcraft walkthrough. It's been a while I'm making another video. Like, this week I was just a little busy, tired, and so what happened on Monday and Tuesday, well obviously Tuesday obviously was like the maintenance, but also Monday it was a really bad timing. What happened was that our stairs was getting repaired or replaced or something, and then rebuilt or something. I don't remember. So they rebuilt the whole staircase, and it was just very, very loud. And my throat's sore, so
may the light embrace you.
Hopefully I talk more in the episode. It was just a busy week. I'm just like tired, and a lot of times my schedule just haven't been really doing much. I don't know why I killed this random bear, but why not? Heaps. Alright, so we're gonna go kill some Naga. Make sure I plant a banner. It's been a long while. I wonder how it's gonna work on the Legion leveling scale. Because my only concern of Legion leveling scale is the, well, not even one, but three things. Okay. One thing for certain is that first is height. How the items drop, like, BOE items and etc., right? And also, how does would the game be difficult? Would the game be difficult? And okay, what else? I can't remember. What else can be said about the future of the game? My only concern about the first thing is like the BOE drops, because keep in mind a lot of people farm these BOE items in game. Like, for example, like, I'm pretty sure like everyone knows the glorious crappy set and other items. Let's see, like, what possible items that would be. Like, let me see. Feature, like the bandit set. Like, some people would sell money on that, or possibly sell like, well, different items. Like, but that's just the thing in my head. People also sell the bone chewer pieces because the full set of it is actually very blood elf themed. It goes for a lot of money, but not that much as like compared to rare items, which I tried selling some of them, but they never sell, which is kind of weird. I don't know why. Trying to think of like items that people sell on. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. I haven't really been in auction as much, but oh yeah, people will sell this this set pieces from like for little working now. That was freaking expensive as heck. Why are we having some little random battle pet? Oh look, my little spider. These little Legos. Come on, Legos. Ah, damn it. Damn the Legos. Don't summon random bears. Yeah, a little sausage. There we go. Yeah, Legos. yeah, like, so when I have, anyways, back on the subject matter, it's pretty weird how BOE is gonna drop. So apparently, from what they said that BOE items gonna be dropped, it's gonna certainly drop somehow. So that means is that as soon as the level scaling does appear, the chance of dropping certain items are likely higher, or really depends on your level or whatever, and a very random chance. So that means at level 60, you're more likely to drop more lining cloth and silk cloth, etc. How does that work for the economy? I'm not sure, and I don't really care too much of, like, over crazy, spend high crazy items on the auction house, because I never really favor that at all. So again, I have no clue really. It's just we're just gonna have to wait and see how does the heck that works.
The Naru
Oh
have
look,
not forgotten
a little
us.
torch. How beautiful. I'm just gonna get rid of the stupid belt. Stupid belt. Look, it's a mud belt. How perfect.
You wish to buy? Trade?
Warm wishes to.
Okay, let's just go to, yep, the little town. Then for our next in Hearthstone. Another thing that I find it interesting is they're gonna add they're gonna remove the freaking PvP and PvE servers. Apparently they're gonna change it to some kind of hybrid where you could choose to disable it or not whenever you go in the world or something, and you get a complete different server connection feel. Where when you go in the server, if you disable PvP, the whole server is switched to a different one that's PvE, and you can choose to enable it so it could be on PvP, which I'm fine as long as it's like, if you don't mind people ganking you, or you just wanna play a server that you like, or you just heard it has a good decent community, or just know for PvP or whatever, and somehow that server so happens to have ganking a lot. Like, I know some people who don't even go on a PvP server for a different reason. Like, I know there's some people who actually go for PvP servers, like, not even for PvP. They only been there because their friend or their level 1 or whatever so happens to be on that server, and they want to hang out with that friend, and obviously that server is PvP. So often when you're trying to, farm, quest on your ult, and I don't know where a freaking rogue, or let's say you're level 32, you're just minding your own business, but then some level heirloom freaking jackass who's fucking 10 times leveled higher than level you, and somehow he's still in the zone, acting like he's tough shit, freaking one-shot you. Like, really? And he's not even level 40 yet. So, you have to ask yourself, can you imagine that? If PvP's, like, I know a lot of people wish that BGs are based on your gear. With that freaking attitude that happened to me like yesterday, I don't know.
Blessings.
I mean,
Remember the
well, how does a level 40 help? Well, then how does a level 30, like 36, can one-shot a person? That's a little retarded. Let's hope not. That's a nightmare. Huh. Level 14, I learned that. That's pretty cool. A little weird. Normally at level 20 you get that, but I guess they changed it a little bit. Who knows? So,
good health.
we're gonna go.
Long
We're gonna go over here, talk to this guy. But let me see. What about this quest here?
The Legion will fall. May your days
So
be
yeah,
long.
if it works well, there's a possibility we might possibly see like this continuing this little. One thing my little concern is, like, why didn't they just go with the traditional scaling for the other maps? But I'm guessing because, like, cause because I understand like vanilla zones are level 1 to 60, which that makes a lot of sense, but for some reason, Burning Crusade and Wrath both are level 60 to 80. I thought that was so randomly weird. But I'm guessing because they're both they're both 1 to 10 zones. Because it makes sense when you think about it, Miss Pandaria and Catalysm. How many levels does it take to get to max level? Averagely. 1 to 5. Kato? 1 to 85. 80 to 85, which is like 1 to 5 levels. Pandaria, well, it was essentially a sequel to Kata, so it's basically like 5 levels. Which is like 85 to 90. So my only guess is that's why they kind of scaled those zones. Well, not zones. Not zones. Zones. That's where those zones actually became scaled to that. Again, I know a lot of people don't like, like the Outlands, and they want to skip to Northrend because they don't want to be ganked, which would be fine if that problem wasn't solved with the new server changes, where we no longer have PvE and PvP anymore. Again, the very thing that you guys want to get rid of, like I hate PvP server. I always get ganked. I don't like to go hang out in fucking Hellfire Peninsula with both Horde and Alliance always killing each other. I hate it. Okay, that's cool. Oh, look at that. So happens that PvP servers are disabled. With that, you complain a lot. So I guess you're gonna have to deal with the fact that you're gonna go. You're still fine with like Outlands? No? Why not? Apparently you don't like that server so much, even though the problem is solved. Level scale to both zones. Wait, what was I saying? Sorry, I'm feeling a little tired there. Yeah. What I meant to say was like the problem was really solved because like, oh, you don't like burning. You don't like Hellfire Peninsula? Well, skip to Northrend. You can level scale. Was that the problem is already solved with the freaking like the ganking thing? Now it's like PvP and PvE is combining to a weird system. How coincident? Again, a weird change that sounds beneficial. Like you could skip skip this to the next 2 zones, like in the Northrend, so you're not worried about being ganked. And if you do like Burning Crusade, whatever the reason is, then you can join in. Only to find out that problem is solved pretty fast. I mean, you can just enjoy the Burning Crusade zones without getting ganked. Cause that's what people mostly complain about. It's like I hate being ganked there. Like I wish I could just skip it all. Only to find out that problem was fucking solved fast. But I guess also because it's kind of boring questing. Cause I don't think the questing is that boring. It's just the narrative is kind of boring. Like for Burning Crusade. Obviously, it's because the story is kind of vague. A little vague, but there's some good lore moments, but not a lot. Some are just really vague. Always meant for you to hype you for the raids, get a tune for the next. That's just what the whole point of that expansion was, really. And obviously, most of it's pretty outdated because they a lot of remove attunements, which makes sense because I mean, why would it be relevant anymore? Because people are just gonna move on, and they're not gonna bother the quests. They're not bothered doing the raids, trying to run on the raids because it's gonna be locked out. So it makes sense they just remove it and just add as like a little fake memory for Burning Crusade players to just to remember the game. So if vanilla servers were to be successful, if there was a Burning Crusade servers, people would definitely want to play that game because they remember Burning Crusade in their little heads. All they think about is Burning Crusade, Burning Crusade. Like they'll never forget the first time they finally finish all the attunements and go crazy. Or perhaps maybe the player just never get to finish all the tournaments and they wish to experience the difficulty or just the grind fest behind it. I mean, there's different reasons, and also people want to try out the Blow Paladins and see their class quests and see what's so amazing about it.
Remember.
And this can be said for the Shamans, and the Dread Knight Shaman, because the Dread Knight Shaman totem quests are very different. Because I did try it a little bit, but I haven't really tried all of them. Over here, to get your Earth Totem, you would go to your starting zone and actually go over here where the Elementals fighting each other. You're supposed to kill some Elementals to help other Elementals, and then you get your Earth Totem. Here, I think this is where you get your Fire Totem, like over here in these little firing place. And I never really got to finish the quest over here, but this is where you get your Air Totem from these Air Elementals. And Water Totem, that was a long quest. Apparently you're supposed to go from here and do some little change from here. I know it ends right here. I don't know much what happened there, but that's what happened.
I can't attack that target.
Do I miss class quests? Things like vanilla, but I never really played vanilla. I played mostly Burning Crusade, and I was very young. Do I miss vanilla and all that blah blah blah? To be honest, I never really cared too much for the leveling back then. I mean, the only complaint I would give is just I wish the option of just leveling to the zone was fine. But obviously Blizzard try to make leveling faster than ever, even without heirlooms. Which the only problem they couldn't solve was really just fix the experience scaling. But when you get higher, because I think when you get higher level, the experience gain gets more increased differently. So that by the time you finish all the quests in the zone and know the story, you probably be the max level of that zone.
I'm out of range.
They could have done it, but obviously people complain instead about like make it level scale like Legion Broken Shores. Please Blizzard, do it, man. And they did it. And am I happy about it? I'm not sure.
I need to get close.
Interesting, but it was definitely not something I was actually hoping they'd fixed. I don't think it's too easy, it's just the fact we level way too fast, and some NPCs lost their elite status because they were just nerfed. They were just nerfed for some reason, that's just really it. Was it really necessary? Not really, but... And even if there were elites, they would still be easy a little bit. Yeah, I've heard stories, people saying like, oh, people would actually socialize and make friends if you would get to do a quest. But most of them were just mostly not class quests, mostly just like group quests. And people say that NPCs were still hard even when you're max level. So you can't hit a low level mob. The problem is I actually like that better, because it'll just allow me to farm Wailing Caverns and do crazy stuff here and there. And it makes it really convenient for transmog runs, really. Just like, I don't have to worry about, slowly killing one mob at a time. It's just like annoying. People forget why it was convenient there, why these changes. They were not done because Blizzard, did it themselves. Obviously people complain that, oh, it's just the casual players complaining about it. Again, there's nothing wrong with casual players, but we can understand why where Blizzard is trying to, trying to be nice to you. And keep in mind is that the game doesn't have to be focused on hardcore players or even just people who wish to have a difficult hardcore experience via leveling. And I know there's people who wish all the zones, regardless how old these zones, like people want, for example, want Blood Mist Isle to be relevant to the game. The problem is that it doesn't really make sense a little bit on lore reasons, or not even lore reasons, just like expansion. People compare oh, Kilmador and Eastern Kingdom are big ass zones, so they should be relevant, like an open world. But it's not a sandbox game, to be honest. It's more story based. And besides, what did think of vanilla as expansion. Like, what was the coolest thing they added? Two continents, 2 zones, and that's the difference. I mean, can you imagine, like, let's pretend, like, for example, Burning Crusade. Like, what if this was the new this is what this is what we start out with, and then in the expansion we show these new zones, and it's huge, right? So of course those zones were just part of the vanilla expansion. When Burning Crusade was out, you just left the zone completely, and Northern comes out, you left it too. But the classic quest would actually kept you coming back and actually, you know, get your abilities and whatever. I'll do this quest thing later. Alright. So, I don't know. Just have to see what the scaling is going to do. I don't think it's going to make the game difficult. It's just going to make the game a little annoying. Because well, the only thing difficult I would see is the freaking... If you go to Rotten Basin, there's freaking ogres that freaking hit hard. But that's about it. Most of them are not that hard, really. But I'm curious, how will they handle it? Will it be difficult? Like, you know, like vanilla, all that bullshit, but
Browse at your leisure.
one thing's for certain is that how will it work? And will it be difficult? And besides, I mean, if it's not difficult, I mean, you could play classic servers by the time they're released. So, like, what's the point of complaining now? Do I care too much classic servers? Not really, but yeah, time to wrap up this video. It's getting too long. Again, I accidentally made it 20 minutes. Well, it's time to take a break. See you guys for watching, and have a wonderful day. And now let's put the campfire and take a nap. Do 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 do.